The training grounds of the Imperial Academy stretched across a vast artificial valley carved into the surface of the planet Velmora. Towering steel walls surrounded the arena, while advanced containment shields shimmered in the sky above. Within those walls, the galaxy's most powerful species sent their young elites to learn the ancient art of command. Today, dozens of cadets stood in formation on the polished black platform overlooking the arena. Some had shimmering blue skin, others had scaled armor-like bodies, and a few floated slightly above the ground using telekinetic energy. Each of them belonged to a civilization that had conquered worlds. Among them stood the only human in the entire academy. His name was Adrian Cole. Compared to the others, Adrian looked painfully ordinary. No glowing eyes. No claws. No alien armor growing naturally from his body. Just a slim young man in a gray trainee uniform, his dark hair slightly messy as if he had been dragged here by accident. Many believed that was exactly what had happened. A whisper moved through the ranks of cadets as a royal escort entered the platform. The Imperial princess had arrived. Princess Veilira of the Scytherian Empire stepped forward with the calm confidence of someone born to rule half the galaxy. Her silver hair shimmered like liquid metal, and faint bioluminescent patterns glowed beneath her pale violet skin. Every cadet immediately straightened, except Adrian, who simply watched quietly. Veilira walked slowly down the line, examining the trainees with mild curiosity. Scytherians were known for their genetic perfection and unmatched psychic abilities. Their empire ruled thousands of systems. But when she reached Adrian, she stopped. Her glowing eyes narrowed slightly. "A human?" she said, her voice carrying a hint of disbelief. The instructor beside her bowed. "Yes, Your Highness. A trainee from Earth." Several cadets snickered. Veilira tilted her head, studying him like an unusual insect. "I've read about humans," she said. "Primitive. Emotionally unstable. Physically fragile." More laughter spread across the line. Adrian said nothing. The princess smiled faintly, amused by his silence. "And yet," she continued, "the Academy accepted one of you." Her gaze drifted over his plain uniform. "As a trainee." The word trainee carried a clear tone of mockery. Some of the alien cadets chuckled openly now. Adrian simply nodded politely. "Yes, Your Highness." The princess raised an eyebrow. "You don't seem offended." "I try not to be offended by curiosity," Adrian replied calmly. The cadets exchanged glances. His tone was respectful, but there was something unsettlingly confident about it. Veilira studied him for another moment, then shrugged. "Well," she said, turning toward the arena, "today's exercise should be entertaining." The instructor activated the massive holographic screens around the platform. "Today," he announced, "each cadet will demonstrate control over an apex beast." A murmur of excitement spread through the trainees. Apex beasts were the most dangerous creatures ever discovered across known space. Many were larger than warships. Most civilizations considered them impossible to tame. But the Academy trained future commanders to dominate even these creatures. The first cadet stepped forward, a towering reptilian warrior from the Dravik species. The arena gates opened. A massive creature lumbered out. It stood nearly 10 meters tall, covered in armored plates, with 6 glowing eyes and a mouth filled with jagged blades instead of teeth. The ground shook with every step. The Dravik cadet roared and unleashed a powerful psychic command. The beast resisted for several seconds, thrashing violently. Then, slowly it bowed its massive head. The crowd applauded. One by one, cadets stepped forward and forced different apex beasts into submission. Some used telepathy. Others used sonic domination or chemical pheromones. Each demonstration drew impressed murmurs from the audience. Finally, the instructor looked down at his tablet. "Next, Adrian Cole." A wave of laughter erupted from the cadets. Even the princess smiled. "This should be fascinating," she said. Adrian stepped onto the arena platform calmly. The gates opened again. A different creature emerged this time. Gasps spread through the observation deck. This was not a normal apex beast. This was a Korthan war predator. 20 meters long. Covered in black armored scales. Its claws could tear through starship hulls. Its eyes burned like twin suns as it scanned the arena. Even experienced cadets took a step back. The instructor looked uneasy. "Are you sure about this selection?" Valira asked quietly. "It appears the system assigned it randomly," the instructor replied. The war predator released a thunderous roar that shook the arena walls. Adrian walked forward. Slowly, calmly. The creature lowered its massive head, studying the tiny human standing before it. From the observation deck, Valira crossed her arms. "Well," she said. "Trainee, demonstrate your control." Adrian stopped about 10 meters from the monster. The war predator snarled. Its claws scraped across the arena floor. One wrong move and Adrian would be nothing but a smear on the ground. The crowd leaned forward, expecting disaster. Instead, Adrian did something very strange. He knelt. The cadets burst into laughter. "He's surrendering." Typical human weakness. Princess Valira shook her head in amusement. How disappointing. But Adrian wasn't surrendering. He lowered his head slowly. Then he spoke a single word. Not in any known galactic language. The war predator froze. Its glowing eyes widened. The entire arena fell silent. Adrian lifted his gaze and met the creature's burning stare. Then the impossible happened. The war predator lowered its massive head and knelt. The sound of its armored body touching the ground echoed across the arena like distant thunder. The laughter stopped instantly. Shock spread through the cadets. The instructor stared in disbelief. Princess Valira leaned forward slowly, her expression shifting from amusement to confusion. "What did he do?" she whispered. Adrian stood and gently placed a hand on the creature's enormous snout. The war predator did not resist. It remained kneeling. Then another gate opened unexpectedly. A second apex beast entered the arena. This one was even larger. A four-winged storm serpent, its body crackling with electrical energy. The instructors shouted in alarm. That one escaped containment. The serpent roared and dove toward Adrian. Before anyone could react, it stopped, mid-flight, hovering just above him. Its massive wings trembled. Then slowly, it folded them and bowed. Two apex beasts now knelt before the human trainee. The entire academy stood frozen. Princess Valira's glowing eyes widened. "This is impossible." Adrian turned and walked calmly back toward the platform. Behind him, the beasts remained kneeling. As he stepped onto the observation deck, the instructor looked pale. "How did you control them?" Adrian shrugged slightly. "I didn't control them." The instructor blinked. "Then why did they obey?" Adrian hesitated for a moment. Then he answered simply. "They recognized me." Princess Valira stepped forward, her curiosity now stronger than her pride. "Recognized you as what?" Adrian looked at her calmly. "A human." She frowned. "That explains nothing." Adrian leaned against the railing, watching the kneeling creatures below. "You see apex beasts as monsters," he said. "But humans met them long before your empire did." The cadets listened closely now. "Thousands of years ago," Adrian continued, "Earth had creatures just like these. Larger than cities. Strong enough to wipe out civilizations." The princess tilted her head. "And your species defeated them?" Adrian smiled slightly. "No." He looked back at the arena. "We survived them." The war predator lifted its head slightly as if listening. "For millions of years, humans lived alongside creatures that hunted us. Creatures faster, stronger, and deadlier than anything in the galaxy." He tapped his chest lightly. "So we learned something." Princess Valira watched him carefully. "What?" Adrian's voice remained calm. "How predators think." A sudden realization spread through the instructor's face. "You're saying?" Adrian nodded. "To apex beasts, humans don't smell like prey." The war predator released a low rumbling sound. Adrian continued. "We smell like something worse." The princess frowned. What could possibly frighten a creature like that? Adrian met her glowing eyes. The only species that survives predators for millions of years eventually becomes one. A heavy silence filled the platform. In the arena below, the apex beast still knelt. Not out of submission, but recognition. Princess Vaelira slowly lowered her gaze toward the human trainee she had mocked minutes earlier. For the first time she bowed her head slightly. Not as a ruler, but as a student who had just learned something terrifying. The cadets remained silent, because in that moment they realized something that would echo across the galaxy. Humans were not weak. They were not primitive. They were the only species born in a world ruled entirely by monsters. And they had survived. That was why the apex beast knelt. Not to a commander. Not to a king. But to the one creature in the galaxy they recognized as something far more dangerous. A fellow apex predator.